way. Glad you're here.
Of course.
Yeah, I know. All right. Oh, I forgot to check to see. I got to bring up the view on YouTube to make sure people can actually hear us. I hope everybody can hear us. I don't know. They should be able to hear us by now.
It's
Let's
live.
make
I just
sure.
got the notification pop up.
Okay, cool. Yes, we're live. Okay, cool. We're live.
You're live streaming.
Live streaming. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's Saturday night. I hope everybody's doing well. Once again, this is Misfit Corner Scams. I am your host, the artist known as Andrew. Of course, I always forget which side to do, which way to point. I'm once again joined by my good friend Avery. How you doing, sir?
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you feeling good? All right,
Yeah.
all right. Whew, this has been a long ass week.
Has it?
I am very glad the week was over as of last night because it was just a very long and difficult week, and I'm glad it's over and we're on the weekend and we're halfway through the weekend, which means there's still a little bit left to go.
Yeah.
Which always makes me feel very warm inside. Well, let's go ahead and check in and see who's here. And then I want to jump into some stuff I want to talk about. Okay? I actually have planned for this evening. So
Plans.
yes. Manuel's here. Manuel says, "Good evening, my friend Drew. Happy Saturday night. Welcome, sir. Welcome." Sarah's here. She says, "Happy Saturday night." She also says hi to Avery.
Hello.
I'm so glad you joined. Manuel says hello to Sarah. Manuel says hello to everyone in the chat room. Sarah says hello to Manuel. Sarah says great scams this week. There were. I especially want to talk about one in particular.
Oh.
Manuel says, how is your weekend going? So far, so good. I don't know about you. I'm sure you probably got a little bit of it too, but it downpoured like a mother. Actually, it was so funny. I got to tell you the story real quick.
It's a lot of big storms going across.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm in the store, and one of my regulars had come in, and we were talking comics and movies, and he was sitting down, and we were chit chatting, and we're looking outside the store, and it's downpouring horribly, and there's nobody in the store, right? Just us, and we're talking, and good half hour, 45 minutes of just the two of us talking. And I turned to him at one point and I said, "I'm not sure if it's the rain outside or if it's you, but somebody's scaring away all the customers." He starts laughing. And then the rain stops, and all of a sudden I get a flood of customers in. He says, see, it must have been the rain. I said,
it was the rain.
All right,
Absolutely.
We're gonna blame it on the rain and not him.
You should.
I think, you know who it was, by the way? Our friend from Best Buy. The big black guy that we used to talk to about comics.
Oh, yeah, that guy was cool.
Yeah, he comes in the store every now and then. We chit-chat and talk about comics. He comes to my work now.
Yeah. Cool.
I forgot you knew him.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Marcel.
Marcel,
Yep.
yes. I remember Marcel.
It was so funny.
Nice guy.
He wanted to go to Heroes Con as well, but he had been in a car accident recently, and they screwed up his car. And he had a rental car and was waiting for the funds to come through so he could get his new car. So it was like he couldn't do it because he wasn't going to take the drive in the rental car. So what was so funny is he actually texted me Thursday and said, "Hey, what time are you leaving to head to Charlotte?" And I said, "I'm in South Carolina right now." He goes, "Okay, never mind." I don't know if he was going to ask for a ride or whatnot, but I don't think he was. But he had to deal with that car situation. So
the company, somebody tried to scam me recently.
Oh, really?
My credit card is a car share company. Kind of like a Airbnb, but for cars.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of it, just out of curiosity?
Turo Inc. Something like that.
Turo? I've never heard of it, but
yeah, I think a lot of people have been getting scammed with that company.
Yeah. Everybody keep an eye on your bills, because you never know when stuff's going to pop up. So.
Oh yeah, that's the reason I'm waiting for my new credit card now to pay because normally all my bills are automatically debited.
Right.
And I need to pay my truck insurance, and I called to pay that with my credit card. And it's like,
something's wrong. So
I got to wait for that card to show up.
Yeah. All right, let me get back to the chat and catch up on everybody. Manuel says, yes, great this week, scammers. Sarah says, okay, had to work today, but off tomorrow and Sunday. How about yours? Very good. Well, I work every day, so I don't ever get a day off. I got lots of scam calls today. Only a couple that I actually recorded because, most of them were hang-ups, but a lot more than normal. So I think it's because we're coming to the end of the month. I think they have quotas that they have to make, so I get a lot more calls at the end of the month. Manuel says, I'm going to church tomorrow on Sunday morning. Very good. Sarah says, oh, good. I might too. Jay's here. Hey, Jay, how's it going? I can hear you. Excellent. I appreciate it. Manuel says he's listening to you, Drew. Very good. Tim says, I can hear you. Okay. That must have been the very beginning when I was, yeah, okay. I'm catching up, guys. I'm sorry. You know me. Manuel says, hello, Jay. Happy Saturday night. Jim's here, says hello from New Jersey. Welcome, Jim. Welcome to the show. Pez is here. Hey, Pez, how's it going? This is my friend who lives in the future. Good day, everybody. Hope you're all well today. Fantastic. Manuel says hey to Tim. Connie's here. Hey, Connie. Hey, welcome. Says hi to everyone. Manuel says, hey, Avery. Happy Saturday night. Sarah says, why do we not see Avery's face? Because he's ugly.
Horrible.
The only person that loves it is his mother. Yeah. Isn't that right? Actually, I think she tolerates it. I don't know if she
barely.
Loves it. Yeah. He's shy. He's very shy. So, and on the internet and on YouTube, you're allowed to keep your anonymity as long as possible. So I'm going to let him. So I'm not going to force him to share.
There are pictures out there online of me on Instagram and Facebook, and there's probably some on Twitter. I don't know if they are, but
honestly,
they're out there.
Honestly, I've seen enough of you for one lifetime. I really don't, it would, yeah.
Ditto.
Actually, I got a comment on one of my videos where the comment was like, everything was good about this video except the fact we had to keep looking at your face. And I'm like, I was like, ouch, that hurt. And thanks for watching the video. I was like, wow. Okay.
Wow.
Glass bottles here.
I'm sure it's true, but ow.
Yeah, I know. Says hello, everyone. Hello, Glass Bottle. How's it going? Manuel says, yes, we get rain today. Lots of thunder. Oh, yeah. It was, I don't know if there was thunder and lightning today, but a lot of downpour. A lot of wetness. Manuel says, hey to Pez. Glass Bottle says, speaking of storms, we're going to get some storms soon. I think everybody is. So just be prepared. And don't, if you can, please don't drive in these heavy storms because it's nasty. Andy's here. Hey, Andy says, hey there, Drew. I actually got a credit card scam the other day and I messed with them. I gave them 3 card numbers, but they never asked my name and cursed at me. Actually, my video for tomorrow is a credit card scammer in which at the very end he cursed at me. And I'd say at the very beginning of the video that is the greatest satisfaction of a scam call is for them to drop the mask, to lift the veil, and tell you who they really are by cursing at you. Because no professional is going to call you and then curse at you. It's just not going to happen.
No, that's not what you do.
No matter how much I want them to. But the scammers, it's always fun. It's always fun. Tim says, I'm expecting thunderstorms tonight. We need the rain here in Western Kentucky. My lawn mowing business is drying up. I gotcha. Pez says, g'day to Drew and Avery. Welcome, sir. And he says, g'day to Manuel. Let's see. Darlene's here. Says, hi, everybody. Hi, Darlene. How you doing this evening? Manuel says, Glass Bottle. Happy Saturday night. Darlene says, we had a few charity calls. What's so funny about the charity ones is I get them in like a string. I'll get veterans, police officers, firefighter, kids with cancers, all in. It's like, and I screw with them every time, and I ask them questions every time, and they keep calling. I just don't get it. But you know what? Whatever. One of these days, I'm actually going to get some type of different response, and it'll make for a great video, Glass Bottle says, I got a Microsoft tech scam, and they are a rare scam call I get. Okay. I've gotten the Microsoft tech calls in the past. But I've told them after dragging it out for a while that I don't have a Mac. I don't have a Windows computer. I have a Mac, and that's usually when they give up and hang up on me. Cross is here. Hey, Rick, how's it going? He says, hey, all.
Hello, Rick.
Michael's here. Hey, Mike. He says, hello, all. Welcome to the show. Manuel says, ha, ha, ha to Avery. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Trust me, if you saw his face, you'd be laughing, too. So, I mean, it's the same effect.
You can go get a picture of my face right now.
I don't want to take the time to go look for it. I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure I have plenty of pictures of you. My absolute all-time favorite picture of you is when you and I were out with Mike. I don't remember if it was just for a lunch or if it was doing something, but you're standing there and you've got your hand on him and he's like 2 feet tall, 3 feet tall, and you're like towering over him and you've got your hand on his head and it's really cute. And then I have a picture of the two of you when he was graduating from high school.
Oh, yeah.
And he's almost as big as you are in that picture.
Yeah.
Or he's tall, not big. He's tall. Well, he's big boys, but those are two of my all-time favorite pictures because you did not get any bigger. You didn't get any taller. He did.
I did get much smaller after that, but then I put it all back on.
Yeah.
I got to do something about that.
Yeah, well, Glenn's here. He says, for Final Express calls, you should tell them that you are glad that they've called because you didn't want to be alone when you ended your own life. Ooh, cue the false sirens and fake gunshots. Actually, what I've been telling them lately, I got a couple today in the past few days where I said, I don't know why I need to buy this insurance. I'm never going to die. And they're like, what? I said, well, I'm not going to die. And I had one guy argue with me like, yes, you are. And I had another guy just give up and hang up on me. But they didn't know how to exactly respond to that. So that's always fun. Jay's here. Jay says, love your videos. Do you have more than one phone you receive these calls on since you get so many? Actually, there's 3 phones that I get. There's the house phone, which from time to time I'll get a call. There's my cell phone, and then there's my wife's cell phone. And my wife's cell phone is set that if she doesn't answer in 5 seconds, it forwards to me. So believe it or not, a majority of my calls are actually calls coming in on her line that I get. So technically, I have 3 lines that I answer, and 2 phones: my cell phone and the home phone. So, Tara's here. Hey man, how's it going? He said, "Oh wait, didn't it used to be P Terror or T Terror or something? You changing your name again?" He says, "Hey, welcome to the show." Star Chaser says, Saturday scams begin. Hello, all. Thank you. Very good. Cross says, so do you know what day it is, Avery? Yes, it's Saturday. It's the day I'm supposed to be doing the live stream. Thank you very much. What day is it in Canada? I'm sure it's probably Thursday in Canada. Star Chaser says, not here. Pez says, a good day, Star Chaser. Pez says, a good day to Cross. Manuel says, happy Saturday night to Terror. Glass Bottle says, I love when scammers get into chud mode. Chode mode. Star Chaser says, a recent study shows that Samsung smartphones are now the most popular handheld devices in the world. For the first time, slipped into number 2. That's good. Winona says, I'm late. Hey, y'all. No problem, Winona. Welcome to the show. Glass Bottle says, it was today, so the Indian scammers are getting desperate, or there are a new batch of scammers that don't know I can get abusive with the scammers. That's always fun. Nigella's here. Hey, Nigella, how's it going? Your video about Camp Lejeune was excellent. I am so glad you brought that up because that's exactly what I want to talk about. I want to spend a little bit of time tonight, a few minutes maybe, talking about that because I got a lot of really good comments on it, and I've got something in addition that I want to say about that particular video. Hold on a second. Glenn chimed in again. Glenn says, ask them if they know something that you don't. Are you the hitman still looking for me? Nothing much this week, and other than the police firefighter fun scams. Yep. Actually, I used to say to him, who asked you to call me? Was it my doctor? Because I just went and had some tests done. What do you know that I don't know? That usually freaks them out a little bit. They're like, whoa, 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 whoa! I don't know anything, but
Am I dying?
Am I dying? Yeah, exactly.
I'll read Rick's next comment. Here we go.
Yeah, it says, yeah, it may be Saturday, but it is also the day of my birth plus 50 years. And I said, Andrew, not Avery, right correctly. What? I said, Andrew, not Avery, right correct. Okay, did I read it as Avery?
Yes.
Well, needless to say, happy birthday, Rick.
Happy birthday, Rick. Wait, you're 50?
50? Dude, he's old.
Wait, Rick is 50?
50?
Rick, that can't be right.
Oh, well.
Plus
hey, I'm close to that myself, so.
But Rick can't be 50.
Yeah, he's a young man.
That's got to be.
That's got to be counting in Canadian years.
Maybe.
Obviously,
Yeah.
obviously.
That
They're
seems
like
weird.
they're like a year and a quarter faster.
Get the heck out of here, Rick. You're 50. Bullshit.
He says, yes, I'm 50. Oh, jeez. Well, happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
By the way, Rick, you commented on my other channel, Misfit Corner Comics, when I showcased some of my new Blu-rays and DVDs, that there were some that you wanted, and I told you, let me know what you want. Tell me, because if I have them left over, they're yours, and I was serious about that. So,
and
yeah, it says born in 1973.
That you'll actually get the message, because it sure as heck's not Twitter.
Well, I read everything on YouTube, so
yeah, but for you to send them to him,
I know what his address is. I have his address.
You need private conversation. And you're very, very, very bad at responding to those. It doesn't matter whether text.
Yes,
email,
I know. Well, he's
DM.
got my email address too. Rick, reach out to me. I'll take care of you, buddy.
No, don't send him, dude. Rick, don't send a Twitter DM.
No, not Twitter. He has my email address.
Yeah. Like find his email address. In your email, because I'm sure you have it somewhere, and email him.
Yes. Okay, I'll send you a Twitter DM. Yeah, that's a waste of time.
You should know that by
now. You should know that by now. It's a waste of time. All right, let me get back to this real quick. Star Chaser says, teacher, how did your grandkids kill time without smartphones or internet? Student, I've already asked this question to my mom, her 5 brothers and 7 sisters. Yep. Glass Bottle says, I get the accident scam calls. Well, that's news to me. News to me about my car. It's fine. My car is fine. Laugh out loud. I've been getting those a lot lately, and they don't go anywhere. They either don't transfer me to a real person, or when I get to a real person, they screw around and nothing ever happens. I never get to the bottom of any of those. So that's one that's really a waste of time. Pez says, happy birthday, mate, to Rick. Manuel says, happy birthday. Winona says, I got a new one. I called AT&T to complain about my cell service. They offered to give me a call back so I wouldn't have to wait. However, the callback number was 1 digit off from the real tech support. Huh. That's interesting. Now, the company that I work for does have a system called Callback Assist, where you can opt to get a callback, but I honestly don't know how the number shows up when they do it and so forth. So I don't know. If you request a call and they call back, that might be okay, but what number shows up, that's really weird. So, Rick says, I counted about 9 Blu-rays that I would like. Well, let me know which ones, and if I still have them, they're yours. Jim says, Drew, you still had me laughing at the video where the scammers called you, and when you bust them, it was a lie on questions and they hung up. Well, that's what I try to do. Darlene says, it was my hubby and my 37th anniversary on Thursday. Fantastic.
Congratulations.
37. Very good. Congratulations, Darlene. The wife and I are coming up on the big 30. So we're getting up there. Well, I don't know if we're going to catch up to Darlene, at least not anytime soon, but we're working on it. Nigella said,
I would say I can't imagine what it's like to be stuck with you for 30 years, but I already know what that's like.
Well, it helps that she's half blind and has the memory of a goldfish.
Of a goldfish.
You know, I mean, that helps.
What's my excuse?
Yeah, there you go. Nigella says your video was tweeted by someone. Oh, okay, excellent. You know, it was so funny the other day. I was at the store and I just so happened I was passing one of the registers and they had Rice Krispie bars. And that's one of my wife's all-time favorite snacks, especially a movie snack. And I bought two of them for her, one for the movie when we went to go see the movie and one just because. And I came out to her and she was sitting in the living room watching TV and I gave it to her and she was just forget jewelry, forget flowers, forget expensive gifts. Get her the snack that she loves the most,
Yeah.
just for no other reason
Yeah.
than because. And what's so funny is I looked at her and said, "Baby, I know there's a lot of people out there that love you, but there's only one that buys you your favorite snack just because." And I mean, had I been any smoother at that moment, the kids could have another baby, could have another brother or sister right there and then. But that didn't happen either. So
Yeah. So when I was in Ollie's the other day and I picked up some more graphic novels, I saw something on the shelf. I thought about picking a box of up it and sending it to you.
Uh-oh.
But I didn't because I don't want to contribute.
Was it Peep related?
Yes.
Oh, you know I would have loved it.
Peep cereal.
I've had that before.
Oh yeah?
It's not good. But I mean,
it didn't look good. I was just like, that is a godless thing and I am not touching it.
It's one of those things where you put in the hurricane supplies so that if the world comes to an end and you have to have something to eat, it's available to you.
You know, I have these pails that are full of food that last for 25 years. I'm good.
I'm fairly certain that Peep cereal will last that long too if you take good care of it.
Oh man.
So
no.
Winona says the fake numbers came up a couple of seconds before the real tech support number. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of that happening.
Huh.
Wow. Be careful. Cross says thanks to Pez and Manuel. Glass Bottle says I use Hindi curse words at scammers start giggling and then they hang up. Yeah, I'd probably screw that up completely.
You can barely speak English curse words.
Yeah, Papa Smurf's here. Hey, Papa Smurf Ron. Are you surprised how many women are calling now? It does seem a little weird that there's more and more of them. But I still get a pretty good ratio. And I always have to try to control myself because when a lady calls, I have a tendency to want to hit on them.
Oh, yeah.
But that usually ends the calls very quickly. When you start asking them questions like, oh, what are you wearing? You know, type of thing. But I do it just to make them uncomfortable. And some of them, they are very quick to hang up on you. So if I want to have a real long call and mess with them, I got to kind of behave, you know? So I try. Glenn says, Old Dirge, happy birthday, happy birthday. All the world's in dark despair, people dying everywhere, but happy birthday. Too much time working the Renaissance Festival. That's funny. Emmanuel says, you're very welcome, Cross Comics. Winona says, I knew it was a fake number because they had to Google the location of the real company. Now that's funny. Let's see. Sarah says, the CVS scam was great. Oh, geez. Avery, I got a CVS scammer. And I kept asking him, I'm sorry, what company did you say you were from? And he says, CVS Pharmacy. I said, can you spell that? He said CVS probably 20 times. I should have done like a counter because I kept getting him to say it over and over and over again. It was hilarious. But then afterwards, I went to CVS's website only to find out they have a fraud warning on their website. They do not make calls where they ask you what kind of medications you take. Yeah. You know, now a pharmacy, your pharmacy, will call you and say, hey, you've got a prescriptions ready for pickup, or they'll call and ask you if you need something refilled. But they're not going to call and say, hey, what kind of medications do you take? Yeah. You know, they're not going to do that. And that's what these calls were. So Sarah says, happy birthday to Rick. Manuel says, Drew, I like the video CVS and Walgreens scam. Thank you, for you teacher. We appreciate it. Well, very good. Glenn says, Sam's Club new sells survival buckets. No, Sam's Club now sells survival buckets.
Oh, I haven't seen those.
Oh, okay.
I was in Sam's yesterday.
Yeah. All right. Well, check them. Hey, if they're cheaper.
Maybe. The ones I order from Amazon are pretty cheap though. There's one
Okay.
brand, but I'll look at the Sam's ones if I can find them here. Mine.
Okay. Cross says thanks to Sarah. Bill's here. Hey, Bill, how's it going? Says hello. I was just watching Ray and Trilogy destroying a scam center. Very good.
Nice.
Glass Bottle says, I get a Medicare girl scammer named Mimi and a dude named Ricky. I think I've spoken to Mimi before. That name sounds familiar. Sarah says, Wyatt is always Texas. Well, I don't know. Darlene says, I go to CVS for my prescriptions. Once in a while, I get a scam text asking for confirmation of my birth date. I don't know if that's actually a scam, because I've gotten them before where they said, do you want this prescription refilled? Text yes or no, and if you say yes, they say insert your birth date to verify it's you. So I don't know if that's a scam or not, but I don't give out any information if you don't want to. Please don't. And if you get a text message from somebody like CVS, you can always just call the pharmacy and be sure. So Cross says the Peep cereal would probably last longer than a pail of food. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pez says good day to Bill. Rick says send a list of sending a list of Blu-rays to your email. Fantastic. Well, honestly, I have a section in the store for Blu-rays, and I got so many new ones, I don't have enough room to put them on there. So if I can share them with you, Rick, I'll do that. That'll be your birthday present. It'll be a little later than your birthday, but it's coming your way, okay? Bill says there's a new Facebook scam messaging coming out. Oh, goodness. I have to warn my mother-in-law about the Facebook messaging all the time. Not good stuff. Sarah says, I'm celebrating my 25th anniversary in September. Very good. Very good. 25. Very nice. That's good. I'm trying to remember, did we do anything special for our 25th? I think we went on a short cruise, but we actually did it in our 26th year because we're always running late on stuff. So that was nice. It was fun. Star Chaser says, did you hear the CVS receipt joke? Sit down and get comfy. It's really long. Very good. Manuel says, hey, Bill, we meet again today on Saturday night. Bill says, hi to Pez and Manuel. Okay, cool. We're all caught up. Okay, so I may cut this section out and do a little video about it, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the video that I put up. I believe it was Wednesday. It was a long video. It was a long call with a scammer. It was almost a 40-minute call, so it was long. And it was a guy calling. And the funny part about it, Avery, I don't know if you heard it or not. It's a Camp Lejeune scammer. And he starts out by saying, do you need help with your finances? And I'm like, okay, sure. So this could go one of many ways. This could be a personal loan. This could be a credit card reduction call, whatever. So I said, yeah, sure. He said, do you have credit card bills? I said, yeah. And I went into a little detail on that. And then he asked me if I have cancer. And I'm like wondering where this is going. And I tell him no. And then he says, have you ever heard of Camp Lejeune? I'm like, well, yeah, of course I have. Of course I've heard of Camp Lejeune. So what's this about? And he starts going into telling me about how they're hooking up people with lawyers to claim part of the class action lawsuit. I go, okay, that's fine. I said, but I don't have cancer and whatever. And he's like, no, that's okay. That's okay. We'll tell you what to say. And he spends the next 35 minutes going into detail on how I should answer the questions with the lawyers in order to claim this money, even though I know I do not have cancer. I've never been to Camp Lejeune. And he goes on to tell me that they've helped 300 to 400 people claim this money, $40,000 to $50,000 a piece, who don't have cancer, were never affected by the water at Camp Lejeune. But because, the government's giving away free money, you might as well. And I've had conversations with scammers in which I felt creepy. I felt disgusting and sick by what they're doing. A lot of times, whenever they bring up, we're reaching out to the senior citizens, or we're reaching out to people of your age, I'm always like wanting to reach out and punch somebody, because they're literally telling you we're targeting and trying to take advantage of the elderly, people who are the most susceptible to this kind of stuff. We're doing it, and we're targeting them, and it always makes me upset and gets me a little queasy. It took every ounce of strength I had to listen to this man go into detail on all the different lies that they were asking you to tell in order for you to get this money. He even told me they make $1,000 to $1,500 per call, and they have doctors and lawyers who are helping them with the paperwork, so you don't have to worry about the paperwork. They're gonna make it up, and it was just so horribly creepy and disgusting. But I had to go as far as I could. And to be honest with you, at the end of the video, he kind of realized, because I started asking him questions like, what's going to happen when they look into my medical records? What's going to happen when they do even an ounce of investigation into me? They're going to find out none of what I'm telling them is true. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They're never going to look. And if they do look, we'll have the fake paperwork and all. And it was just so, it made me mad for humanity that, number one, there's people out there trying to convince people to do this, and number two, that there's people out there who do it, who try to take advantage of this and do. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's horrible.
Plus, it's like felony fraud.
Yeah, well, they're like, oh, no. If they don't believe you when you're telling them these lies, they just hang up on you. Nothing happens. That's literally what he's telling me. Yeah, and the entire time, I'm like, I want him to give me as much information as possible. I felt really bad because we never got to the part where he tells me the name of the lawyers or the doctors. Yeah. Because he said, I'll tell you that at the end. I'll tell you at the end. There came a point in time where I could tell he realized I was not going to do this, that I was really just screwing him and making this call go on. And he said, all right. Listen, I'll call you back. I said, okay, yeah, you call me. And he's never called me back. Yeah. And at one point, I asked him, what's your telephone number in case I need to call you back? And he rattled out a bunch of numbers. And everybody knows telephone numbers, 3-digit area code, 3 digits, 4 digits, it's 10 digits. Well, he rattled out 9 digits. And I look back at my piece of paper and go, that's not enough. That's not enough. He's not giving me a valid phone number. He's not trying to give me a number that's going to be valid. So I don't have a number to call, right? And a lot of the comments that I read about it were, you need to go to the authorities. You need to do something. And there's really nothing more that I can do other than share it with people and ask people to share this video. Be aware that there's people out there doing this. Be aware that these ugly people are trying to convince people to lie in order to get this money from the government. That's really all I can do, because the number they called from and the number they're telling me is their number are not really valid numbers. I have no clue where they're calling from. The company name that he told me was just some generic fake company name. I never got the attorney names or doctors' names. We never got that far. And he's not going to reveal that unless he knows he's comfortable that the person's going to give out that the person's going to do it. So it's literally like calling the police and saying, hey, I saw a crime. Says, well, where did it happen? So I'm not really sure. I don't remember. Well, who did it? Well, I don't know. But I saw a crime, There's so little that I can do except share it with everybody. Let everybody see it and ask everybody. Share it. Tell people about it. Let people know about it, because that's the best thing we can do. The more people that know that this is out there, the better. Hopefully, the less people will fall for it and think it's a good idea.
It doesn't sound like a good idea. It sounds like a fraud.
Well, one of the things I asked him is the story that he was telling me was very well scripted with all the answers. And I asked him, I said, is this the same answers that you give other people, or is it unique just for me? Because if you think about it, they're not going to come up with 100, 300 different stories. They're going to come up with one story, and they're going to tell 300 people to tell it. And he's like, oh, no, we changed the details. I said, can I change the details? He said, no, keep it to this story, because they'll try to catch you on it. And it's Avery. It was I've talked to people, scammers, who made me uncomfortable, who made me despise them and hate them because of how evil they were. Mm-hmm. this whole call, I'm literally twitching in my chair because it's like I can't believe this man is saying what he's saying. I can't believe he's implying what they're doing. And I kept thinking to myself, please God, tell me there's not people out there trying this.
Yeah.
But there are. There's somebody out there that thinks, oh, this is an easy way to make $40,000, $50,000. I'll just lie to an attorney and claim part of a class action lawsuit. What's going to happen to me? Nothing.
You never know. It could be real bad.
Yeah, it could.
Real prison.
Yeah. Well, the thing he kept saying is, if they don't believe your story, they just hang up on you. And I'm like, what happens if they believe the story? What happens if they file this class action claim on your behalf and somebody does a little bit of investigation and finds out you're full of crap? What happens then? Do they just hang up on you?
No.
You know?
You're probably going to get prosecuted for fraud.
Yeah.
You're
and you know what they're doing?
Probably going to end up in jail.
They're sitting over there at an Indian call center, and they don't give a rat's behind about you. You know, whether you fail or succeed, they don't care. And just, but I had to bring it up because a lot of the comments I've read recently on the post was, tell the authorities, do that. And I'm like, what do I tell them? I saw a crime happen. I don't know who did it. I don't know where they are. I don't know how to contact them. I mean, honestly, they probably get these calls all the time where people are reporting it and the government or the law enforcement tells them, just don't fall for it.
Yeah.
Because there's really not much more else you can do. It's disgusting, but it's the truth. So, bottom line is, if you guys have seen the video, you're familiar, you know what it is they're doing. I've done my job. I've done what I could. I informed other people and said, hey, this is out there. Be aware. Please, God, don't think this is the way to make money. Please don't think this is an easy way for you to make some extra cash.
Sounds like a bad idea.
It sounds like a real bad idea. All right. End of rant. I appreciate everybody hanging in there and listening, but there's been lots of comments, so let me just swing back real quick and see if I can catch back up on that real quick. I hate to leave you guys out there for too long, so let's see. Bill says, my old jeans are now ripped up, so now they are worth more on eBay. Do people really sell their used ripped jeans on eBay? I mean, I'm sure it happens.
Could be, especially if they're, if they're the right kind of jeans, there's a chance, yes.
All right.
Because certain cuts may be vintage, and somebody.
What do I know about that?
There are some people that are looking for like very specific ones from very specific years, so there's a chance, yeah.
Okay. Darlene says, I forgot to use those coupons at the CVS receipt. I barely ever. If it's not something that I absolutely need the receipt for, I throw them away anyway. So, yeah. Let me see. A new person here. Hey, how's it go? Amethyst says, I just wish they'd pick up another make. Oh, wait, hold on a second. I just wish they would pick another make car in Texas with the drugs and bullet holes in it. I would use a bigger car than a Toyota. Laugh out loud. That's true. It's always on the border of Texas, and there's always that's like the Amazon scammers. It's always a MacBook Pro and earbuds, and it's always going to Albany, New York. It's like, guys, you've been using the same script and the same line for years. Can somebody there come up with a new one? Nope, they can't. That's how creative they are. That's how intelligent they are. They have a script they use. They've been using it for many, many years, and they just keep on doing it. The thing that I find crazy is they keep calling the same people and trying it over and over again. I've gotten the Amazon scam at least once a week for the last year or more. So, Let's see. Connie's here. Hey, Connie. Connie says to Sarah, what day in September? Mine is on the 18th. Oh, that's awesome. Manuel says September 18th is Independence Day in Chile. Oh. See, I learned so much on this stream, man. Bill says, so why aren't my ripped shorts, shirts, and socks worth more? Uh-oh, I'm sure he's going with a joke on this. I don't know if anybody wants your ripped shorts, to be honest with you. But hey. Papa Smurf says they actually sent me to people here in the U.S. to scam for the government. Well, that's... I think I read somewhere once that the single largest entity that gets sued in this country every year is the government. So people are constantly suing the government. So taking advantage of the government and so forth, yeah, I could see it. I wonder how often the government settles.
A lot.
Because a lot of big companies, they consider them nuisance suit, and it's easier just to settle.
Yeah, and they probably settle a lot.
Wow.
Because let's face it, our government does some shady shit.
Yeah, that's true. Darlene says my last car was a Toyota. Laugh out loud. Star Chaser says, why are CVS and Walgreens usually on the corners? Because drug dealers usually prefer corners. Well, that's good.
True.
Amethyst says, laugh out loud. I had one too. Yep. I think everybody gets those calls from time to time. So it's best to know what they're doing and be aware that they're trying to scam you and how they're trying to scam you. You can play with them a little bit or you can play it up, but just know the Amazon normally doesn't call people to verify their activity, and it's either Social Security or Customs and Border Patrol are not going to call you about a car that was found on the border of Texas rented in your name. They're not going to call you. They're going to show up at your house.
Oh yeah, in force.
So, yeah. Bill says howdy to Star Chaser. Little Rebels here. Hey, welcome to the show. Have you thought about going to the media or someone who may have the power to catch them? I don't even know if that's even possible, because they spoof people's numbers when they're calling. And I'm absolutely positively sure that there's been reports made about these callers, because I'm not the only one that gets these calls. I know they're out there all the time. I'm sure there are reports being made, but I honestly don't know what can be done to stop them, because you're never going to stop them from picking up the phone and dialing a number. It's horrible. I think the only people that have the power to stop these kind of calls are the phone companies, the people that control, the types of calls coming out of these foreign countries into our country, whether they're using computers or landlines or cell phones or whatever. They're the ones that can identify this and shut it down, but they're not going to, because they make money off of every call that's made, whether it's made from a landline, a cell phone, or even a computer. There's money being made there. Somebody is making money off of these calls, and they're not going to stop that just because they're using the phones for nefarious reasons. Criminals and normal citizens all use the same type of telephones. You're not going to shut one down. Because you're going to make money. It's disturbing, and it's like stores that sell stuff that gets used for criminal activity. Some of that stuff is like, Walmart's not going to stop selling pantyhose because guys put pantyhose over their head when they go rob banks. They're just not going to stop selling pantyhose. It's not going to happen. God, I don't know. Do they still use pantyhose over their heads?
Yeah, they're not going to stop.
That work?
I don't know. They're not going to stop selling me zip ties and rubber gloves.
There you go. And bleach and all that other stuff you use to clean up. Yeah. We're getting dangerous subjects here. Going a little
getting a little dark.
Yeah, a little dark. So Winona says Rick Rickenbacker had a 4-day call to them, teaching them what to say to qualify for Camp Lejeune lawsuits. Really? Wow. Glass Bottle says, yeah, the scammers do the Sally Struthers Act when they say they are reaching out with a fake crying act. Darlene says, we had 3 different types of Toyotas. The scammers will have to look in the junkyard for them. Laugh out loud. Well, that's where they're at sometimes. Glenn says, I haven't received any more COVID tests or Medicare calls because I requested and received a new number because my account was compromised. Yep. Well, I haven't gotten any of the COVID calls since the program stopped back in, I think, May. So I don't think you're going to get those. But the Medicare calls, I still get those every single day. Every day. Star Chaser says, what's the difference between the U.S. and India? In the U.S., you deal with mail fraud. In India, you deal with mail fraud. That's true. That's true. Amethyst says, I told one when they started about the blood in it, hey, mister, that body in the trunk isn't my husband. Yeah. I keep wanting to tell. I haven't gotten that call in a while, but I keep wanting to say, hey, yeah, I did rent a car in Texas, and I lost it. Any chance you guys can return it to me? See, they know if you acknowledge these things, like if you tell the Amazon scam, well, yeah, of course I ordered a MacBook Pro, or lately it's been the Medicare, the new Medicare card. Yeah, of course I got my new Medicare card. They know immediately that you know it's a scam, and they disconnect or hang up. They know you're on to them because everything they're telling you is a lie, you know. So when they tell you, "Do you ever rent a car in Texas?" and you say yes, they're like, "Oh, man, this person's heard this before," and they give up. So you got to play dumb. You got to play dumb because if you say yes to any of those questions, they know it's a scam. So Sarah says, "Believe it or not, Connie, my anniversary is September 11th, but before it all happened." Oh wow. Yeah, my dating anniversary with my wife is September 13th, but I asked her out. Or was it the 13th? No, the 13th was the day I asked her out. It was the 11th that I broke up or I kind of split from the girl I liked and spent 2 days moping about it and then asked my wife out, and we've been together ever since. So September has those dates have a lot of memories for me as well, is what I'm saying. Bill says, oysters or bullfrog legs? Oh, geez, we're going to go into this conversation again. Neither. Nobody likes that gross stuff. Go away.
What, oysters?
He's asking oysters or bullfrog legs.
Sometimes I like oysters.
Star Chaser says, definition of stupid, knowing the truth, seeing the truth, but still believing the lies. And that's right up there. Actually, T-Error brought up a question in my store today, and I told him mention it on the live stream because it's something we could talk about. He posed a hypothetical question, and I thought it was interesting enough that we could talk about it. But if he's not here anymore, if he's already left, I'm not going to bring it up. But it was a good one. Manuel says she works for a lawyer's farm, and scammers ask her neither to get paid or going to jail. Oh boy. Little Rebel says, I always tell them my name is Anita Dick. Some fall for it. Oh, that's good. Bill says, it's like the ripped pants. Nuck. Gotcha. You know what you could do? You could rip your pants and put them on eBay as official Bruce Banner pants. See if anybody falls for it. Hey, you never know. Darlene says, my youngest son, who is on disability, and I had to do the 3-year Social Security reinstatement. The woman must have asked us 5 times if we had any felonies or warrants. Oh, wow. Now, my wife applied for Social Security disability, and it took about 2.5 years to get it all done. But luckily, prior to that, she had long-term disability from her job, so they actually paid us while we were working on getting her Social Security. So when it came through and they gave us that nice big check at the end, we had to turn around and hand it right back to the insurance company. So that's a yucky way the system works, but I mean, it helped us out in the long run. But trust me, I've been there. I know what you're talking about. Glenn says, instead of DNC list, you think they would keep a DNS, do not scam list? And they would still ignore it. And they would still ignore it. And they would still call you.
Yeah, they totally would.
They would actually pick on you more just
Yeah.
because you're on that list. So
Sure.
Sarah says, haven't had a scam call in years. My 17-year-old got an IRS scam call and he messed with them. Well, that's good. That's good. Dude, I was with Mike the other day and he got a Medicare scam call. And he's like very frustrated because he gets them all the time. He's like, how old do you think I am that I would have Medicare? And they still call him. The kid's not even 30 and they call him. So I don't know how they got his number, but they do it. Tim says, I used a small local pharmacy. Walgreens is a crazy place to pick up meds. Oh, yeah? I honestly haven't been to Walgreens in years, so. Manuel says, my dad did like oysters. See, the conversation's going in crazy directions. We need to shut this crap down.
What?
Amethyst says, I get at least 5 a week or more. Oh, well, then you're lucky, because I get 5 times that daily. Let's see. Scam Chaser says, never in my life had I seen so many corruption, blackmail, jealous, thief, fraud, deception, and outright bloodshed. And honestly, I'm wondering why I even play Monopoly with my family in the first place. That's good. That's good. Glass Bottle says, it's not intelligence, just plain stupidity. So bad we know the scripts better than they do. So you have to say stuff to throw them off the script. That is true. I get a lot of comments on my videos like, I can't understand what the scammer was saying. How do you even understand what he's saying? Honestly, I've heard the conversation. I've heard the script so often that even when I don't know what they're saying, I know what they're saying. So it's sad that I know that. But a lot of times, guys, I'll be honest with you. A lot of times when they say something, I go, what? What did you say? Can you repeat that? It's not because I didn't hear them or knew what they said. It's because I want to waste their time. I want to screw with them. I know exactly what they said. And I love it when they mispronounce stuff. Like when they say Jacksonville. I'm like, Jacksonville, I think that's a little bit south of here, but it's not where I live. It's close, but not exactly. Glass Bottle says that quota bit is people getting paid at the end of the month. That's why the scammers are rushing the scams. I can believe it. I can absolutely believe that. Bill says if you get an inheritance, it becomes public. Then you will get a lot of scam mail. That happens when people pass away in your family as well. We had that exact same thing happen. So, yep. Star Chaser says there are 10 in the bed, and the little one said these Medicare cuts are ridiculous. Very good. I think my favorite Medicare pun is that Medicare expires when you expire, which is true. Manuel says, this is my nephew. His birth is on September 11th. Well, at least something good came from that day for you. That's good. That's absolutely good. Bill says, excuse my dry sense of humor. That's all right, Bill. We're here for you. He says, Bruce Banner pants. You're on to something.
They got to be purple.
They should be purple. Well, actually, they could be any color they want, but when they're stretched out and ripped, they're purple. So
yeah.
How often do you see purple jeans? My wife has a pair of purple jeans.
Oh, usually only.
I think she looks great in them. So
there was a period in the '90s where you could see, like, there were purple jeans were a thing, like they were around, and not just like girls wore them. It was real short. I forgot the brand that was known for doing it.
Purple jeans, really?
Yeah, this one jean company made a lot of really bright colored jeans in the '90s. Can't remember who they were.
That was the '90s for you, man.
Yeah.
I think women look good in jeans, and it doesn't matter what size they are. You know, they just jeans.
Size matters a little bit.
Yeah, not to me. Not to me.
Does to me.
I'm okay. No. I think all women look good in jeans.
Yeah.
For some reason.
That's so heaven help her. Baby's got her blue jeans on.
Yep. Bill says, actually, no, I'm sorry, I missed Bill's. Bill says, I live in South Texas. We eat things from the sea and mud. Well, good for you, sir. Gross.
I like fried oysters.
Shut up! We're not going there. We're not talking about seafood and gross things again.
You don't want no crawfish? You don't eat them crawdads?
No. Glenn says, I posted a question on Scammer Payback asking what fake names people use to annoy scammers. I got about 50 responses. I have to look it up and send it to you. Okay, excellent. Timothy is probably my favorite. So Timothy is my all-time favorite. Bill says to Star Chasers, it's not right. It's not right in his mind. Well, I've never been right in my mind. Saskia's here. Hey, how's it going? Says, good evening, everyone. I'm always late. Nice to see you, Drew. Well, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Just coming to the show is better than anything. So I don't mind if you're late or not. That's perfectly fine. Star Chaser says, a new poll says 69% of Americans support Medicare for all, which pales in comparison to the 100% of Americans who support 69 for all.
Nice.
Very good. Very good.
Nice.
Pez says, good day to Saskia. Sarah says, Glenn uses crystal chandelier or polyethanol cotton. Glenn, use crystal chandelier or polyethanol cotton. For names?
Polyester cotton.
Polyester cotton. Chandelier. Okay.
Yeah. Chandelier.
Cross says, so Andrew or Avery have caught any of the women. So Andrew or Avery have caught any of my YouTube shorts. Have you caught any of his shorts?
I'm not logged into this account on my phone, and that's where I watch most of YouTube.
Yeah, so I don't think I've seen any of his shorts.
I rarely see it. I do try to log in every once in a while to catch one of your streams or Dillard's.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I have seen some of your shorts. Not lately. Not lately.
The majority of my shorts are weightlifting, muscle mommy women.
Oh, yeah?
Golfers.
Who's your favorite?
Divers. I don't know names. I just know. Just the ones that pull up their shirt and their stomachs.
Yeah, but who's your favorite?
I don't have a favorite.
What about Lean Beef Patty?
I have no idea who that is.
She's my favorite.
I was telling my daughter the other day that that's a new, like.
Oh yeah, new fetish.
Thrill for me is the muscle mommies.
Yeah, absolutely new fetish unlocked. Yes.
A woman who can crush my head with her hand, just
thighs, much better.
Very, very exciting. I don't know why it's so exciting, but it is. I mean, like those. What's her name? The one that played the Star Wars chick that got booted from the show.
Oh,
you know who I'm talking about?
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano. Oh my God, she's gorgeous.
She's hot. Gina Carano is hot. Oh yeah. I'd let her snap me like a twig.
Yeah, and she would.
I'm considerably larger than she is. She's not that big.
Well, she's got muscles and she knows how to use them. So
she's a former UFC fighter.
Yeah. Okay, we've gone in a totally different direction once again. We gotta straighten out again. Sorry. Saskia says hi to Pez. Bill says, I told you. Manuel says, happy Saturday to Saskia. Darlene says, good. I have more jeans than dress pants. Well, hey, I'm all for it. Sarah says, good night all. Oh, Sarah, take it easy. Thanks for coming by. Glenn says, I used Mike Hunt most of the time. Very good. Saskia says, hi to Manuel. Wish you a great Saturday night, too. Darlene says, good night to Sarah. Cross says, just messing with you about the last 2 weeks. Well, that's all right.
Just been making them for about the last 2 weeks.
Oh, just been. The vision's going.
Absolutely. Dude.
I'm at the point where I can't read the messages. It's time to wrap up. So,
whew,
I mean, everything is kind of blurry right now. So, let me try this again. Hold on. Cross says, just been making them for about the last 2 weeks. See, I read that in Canadian. That's why I got it wrong. I can always fall back on the Canadian part with him, you know? Bill says, I like watching Curly G grandson videos. Curly G grandson. I'm not familiar with that.
I don't know what that is.
Amethyst says, they make other clothes than jeans? Question mark. Probably. Jim says, good night all. And on that note, we're wrapping up. And Bill says, ew. Okay. I guess the muscle thing.
It looked like
too much. Yeah, I know. I know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm not a muscle person. I'm not a workout person. But there's something about that that's just.
I need to get back to being a workout person because I feel.
You should. You should.
And that way I can get off these freaking medication.
That is true. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I take this weight back off. I'll be able to stop taking these meds. I won't need them.
All right, hold on a second. Star Chaser says, I was a stormtrooper in A New Hope in 1997 remastered. Worked with George for over 10 years.
Oh, cool.
That's cool. That's cool. Winona says, do any of your shorts have racing stripes? I don't know. Oh, he says, excuses, Andrew. Yeah, you know my deal. Glenn says, good night. Good night, A, in a Canadian accent. Very good. Thank you, Glenn. Bill says, the Three Stooges, Curly. Winona says, or skid marks. Oh, no, she's going there. She's going there.
Oh.
A is Canadian. Oh, okay, I got you, Bill. A is Canadian. Okay. Canadian jokes work better when you say them out loud and not type them. Because 90% of Cross's jokes, I have to think about when I'm reading them because he's not saying them. If he says them, they make more sense and they're funnier. Actually, everything Rick says is funny. Rick is the king of puns.
And I'm reminded of one of his puns when you said that. He is the pun-isher.
Pun-isher, that's right. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
On that note, we're quickly descending into heck. So, good night, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. I hope everybody gets to... Bill says he's half Canadian. So, that explains a lot. Right here. Half Canadian. Go to bed. Yes, will do. All right, everybody. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Look forward to more videos coming this week because they never stop. They never
Don't stop, won't stop, can't stop.
They can't stop. And have a great week, everybody. And remember, if you ever get calls like the ones I get, either hang up on them or screw with them like I do. And if you get it,
share.
Screw and share. So record them and share them with everybody because we enjoy watching those videos. So good night, everybody. See y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.